Hello, everybody. Welcome to. Oh, dang, get started again. Sorry,
Did you forget what show you were on?
yes, I was to say Power Block on
Oh, block.
accident.
Yeah.
You don't even host that show. I do.
I know. I don't know. I've been thinking of Power Block because of this week, but I got it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boss Rush Podcast. I'm your host, the one, the only Eddie V. Joining me is the Vice President tonight, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
How's it going, guys?
And of course, Boss Man himself, Mr. Corey Derrick.
Hello. I'm here.
We are all still quarantining, but it's Memorial Weekend. I don't know about you, Jesse or Corey, but yesterday I had some Scooby-Doo fog come out of nowhere. Cause it was weird. Like it was like 6 o'clock in the evening, and the sun was out. And then by the time it got time for me to leave work, it was literally foggy, even into this morning. I'm like, where did this roll in? And now it's bright and sunny outside and beautiful.
Yeah, we didn't have any fog like the other day, but like I think like a couple of weeks ago we had fog, and dude, it was so bad. Like you could only see like maybe 5 feet in front of the car. Like I mean, it was insane thick. Like it literally it was crazy how like nothing, what you could see nothing until you're like right up to it, and it was just like, and there really isn't much cars on the road, but Bro. Man, when it gets really bad like that, it is not fun to drive in,
especially when you don't have like lights, light poles and stuff to pass by.
Yeah,
it gets like yikes.
Well, and even though a lot of the times with light poles, that can actually make it worse because the glare of the light. Like if you've ever tried turning your brights on while you're in fog and it only just makes it worse, then it's just a wall of light where you just like can't see anything. Yeah, fog's crazy to drive in when it gets really bad.
But Corey, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Got some just these weird technical difficulties are happening. Like because I'm trying to use Restream, and it's just nothing is connecting to anything. So I don't know. We might have to just choose a platform and stick with it at some point, because this is just incredibly frustrating, because like I want to stream everywhere, right? We have people that watch everywhere, but at the same time, like I'd rather everybody be funneled to one place instead of nobody being able to watch live, and it kind of sucks, but everything else seems to be doing okay. So
and maybe what we do is we throw up a poll or something, and see like the majority, like what people would rather watch on. I feel like maybe YouTube would be the most easiest accessed, but just because then you don't have to make an account or anything. Ultimately, you can just kind of watch it. Yeah, and like almost everything, like including your toaster nowadays, can get YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I would rather be on Twitch and Mixer and YouTube, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It looks like we're gonna have to pick one, and it sucks because we actually have a pretty decent sized YouTube audience, but now I can't even get it to connect to YouTube. So and the Restream connecting is all kind of like, oh, we'll maybe put you in there at some point, but maybe not. We'll see. So,
let's catch up, everybody. That's gonna be going on Boss Rush. Corey, you had a 1v1 with special guest Zombie Kills.
Yes, and you can listen to it on this feed.
I I was watching it and I was so enthralled, and it was a really good interview. Just finding stuff out, and there was a part that I got mentioned. I'm like, wait, really? I don't know nothing about this, but I kept watching it and it was really, really good. But we also had a special guest on Nintendo Power Block this week.
Yeah, Todd Oxtra from Secret Friends Unite and Co-op Mode came on the show, and he twirled his mysterious mustache at us, and it was good. I like having Todd on. He's awesome. He's an awesome guest. He's me and Todd go kind of way back on in terms of podcasting and stuff, and I know both of you have met him a few times and hung out with him a few times. So I mean, he's always a good friend of the show and everything. So and he's got 2 podcasts going, and they're both great. And Secret Friends with Charlie and Co-op Mode with Mark. Congratulations, Mark, by the way, on your baby. I know it's coming soon, or has happened, or by the time this goes out on feeds will have happened. So but it's due any second now. He could be having it right now, and by I mean his lovely wife.
Yeah, I was waiting because he made a post about having his new mask and stuff, and I'm just like, I thought he was okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll wait for the baby to come. But Jesse, what popped off on Arsenal X?
Honestly, I don't remember. I'm so
Corey,
bad at it.
You did host Arsenal X.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about Xbox stuff.
Yeah, really. That's like, we always have like good conversations about things, and
we did talk about like a couple movies and stuff at the beginning of the show, and I think we talked about Tony Hawk and Mafia and a couple other things, but yeah.
Okay, and
there was before we move ahead though. Sean Capri actually tagged me in a post. That our podcast made. Oh, were you? Okay, rewind. Go ahead.
Okay.
Restart.
So last but not least, what happened on Game Pass? You guys played a certain game. What did you guys play?
Journey to a Savage Planet, right?
It's
the one that we played last. So. Yeah, and it was a fun game. It's actually really fun to play co-op.
Yeah.
We're. I mean, it's something that we actually wouldn't mind going back to.
Yeah.
Yes,
one of these days.
Yeah, because I ended up buying it. I told you, Jesse, that I ended up buying it, so it's on my one. So I can't wait to jump in and play with you guys. But yeah, everybody, check out bossrushgames.com for all of the content that's up currently, and also check out our YouTube channel, Boss Rush Games, and you can see everything that has released in the past week. And before we get into housekeeping, we kind of got 2 kind of announcements before we go. So Corey, back to you. Make this announcement, because we was all excited when we got this news.
It's not really an announcement. It's more of like there's something happened with our shows. So Sean Capri of the Xbox Drive, and you, me, and Capri, and basically We the Gamercast, all that stuff that he's doing over there, tagged me in a post, me, him, and Insipid Ghosts of expansion, Xbox Expansion Pass. He tagged us in a post with a link to an article from Blogspot, which is kind of like it's not a huge outlet, but it's an outlet where they make lists of things that maybe you should be looking out for, and if things are good or bad or whatever. And he tagged me in a post about Xbox podcasts, and the Xbox Drive and Expansion Pass and Arsenal X are in the top 20 Xbox podcasts you should be watching in 2020, which was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And then somebody else sent me something from the same website. Oh yeah, Jesse said. I couldn't remember who.
I was just checking. I was like, well, I wonder if they have like one for Nintendo, and I'll be honest. Like the Nintendo podcast world has to be so saturated. I mean, because like obviously Nintendo's got a very, very strong, loyal, sometimes obsessed fan base, and so
Ed wouldn't know anything about that, would he?
No, he's
Dang it, I don't have nothing to drink to. Nothing to make my coffee.
We all know he's a pony. So
you know what?
A Sony pony.
Thank you, Xbox, bro.
Dude.
But yeah, Jesse sent me the link, and Nintendo Power Block is in the top 30 Nintendo podcasts to look forward to in 2020, which was really exciting. It was awesome, and it kind of sprung a lot of conversations between us specifically, and kind of we were planning on launching some things, but I think we are kind of gonna not backtrack, but wait a little bit on some of those things and like really focus on content that we can make quality and really just be proud of. And then as things happen, we'll add more stuff in the future. Like, I mean, we have been doing that, but like some of it hasn't really been that consistent except for the podcasts, and some of it hasn't really been, some of them have just been kind of ideas and haven't really panned out, but it was really cool to see that. And now that we're kind of like, because like I love doing the retro game show after Nintendo Power Block. I love doing the Game Pass show after Arsenal X, and it's I would like to add maybe like one more really solid thing to that list, and like have the 3 podcasts live stuff, do live stuff, and expansion pack is something that we're working on again. So I don't know, man, it was really cool. It was really cool to see the work that we've been putting into these shows for over 2 years, 3 years, 5 years for Power Block. It's just really cool to see all the hard work everybody's put in, and it's becoming something that we've wanted it to be for a while. So congratulations, everybody. Yay. And thanks to people who watch and listen too, because like obviously we wouldn't have made that list if 1 or 2 people were downloading the show every week. So
well, yeah, and like we look, like I know for me personally, like I look forward to recording these shows every week. I just love getting to talk to you guys about games and stuff like that, and it just it makes me glad that there's a bunch of people out there that are enjoying listening and stuff, and it definitely appreciate everyone who listens. So it's just nice. I mean we look forward to doing this, and like let's be honest, I mean there's times like when we were restarting stuff up, and maybe there might have been a drop in people listening and stuff like that, but we still enjoyed doing it, and and figuring things out, and getting responses from the people who listen, and just we can change things, and and still enjoy what we're doing and things like that, but it's it's nice to get feedback every once in a while, and definitely, like I've always said, like I just love when people send in emails and questions, and like because it's just fun, like having the interactions or the responses to people who listen. It's very important, especially for and like it's my favorite. I love like just answering questions and things like that. So yeah, for sure. I mean the community interaction part is like some of my favorite parts of the show, because like I mean we do news on these shows, right? But I don't know if we're really that serious about
news all the time. But I think people like to listen because people interact with us in a way that maybe they don't get with other podcasts and live shows and whatever, which is, part of the reason why I'm bummed that Restream isn't working right now. But there was definitely a split when our old group kind of ended and we were kind of figuring out what we were doing specifically and everything. And there was definitely a split in listenership. I know people still listen to both, one group and the other, but there was, you could definitely see the alliance split, and it felt really good to see, people coming back or new people coming in to listen, or, people kind of validating what we were doing, if we were doing the right thing or not. And it was those lists just like, I told my wife that night and I was like really excited and kind of emotional about it, but like, it was just really awesome, especially, I knew Ed and I were doing great with Nintendo PAL Block, and, I see the numbers on Arsenal X, and, I'm very proud of what you and I have done with that too, Jesse, but like, especially on a show that we weren't sure if we really, we wanted to bring it back, but we weren't sure if we were going to have the time to bring it back and how we were going to do it, if it was going to be different or not. Just to see something like that, to say that we made the right decision was it was awesome. So,
well, I think the big thing was that, it kind of helps that some of that like the bad juju around Xbox has kind of been slowly going away. When we first started the show, it was like Game Pass wasn't quite a thing yet.
I think when we started the show, I think the biggest game was, or the newest game was like Recore or something weird at that point.
Yeah.
So
well, because I haven't had a chance to say anything. I thank you guys for the support. But yeah, it's really good because bringing Arsenal X back, bringing Power Block back, Power Block back. Ooh, trying to say that quickly.
You did. It didn't work.
Exactly. Power Block Black. I'm like, wow. But bringing both shows back in, transforming from Codename NX to Boss Rush, I'm like, we still put out consistent work. I'm glad that we are getting new listeners, that the good questions that we're getting, maybe some opinions varies at different times, but I'm like, it's always fun to do this and put it out there and just let the world know that we not only got a voice and got opinions, but we really have some content for everybody to enjoy and really make you feel connected, to feel really connected to us and like make you feel part of the show and everything. Yes, congratulations to Arsenal X getting ranked 17. Congratulations to Power Block being number 30. I think we're all going to continue to work hard to be number 1. Don't know where Boss Rush is at right now, but I loved getting together, like you said, Jesse.
Did they have a generic video game podcast list?
That I don't know.
I'm sure they do, but that would even be more saturated.
Yeah. I know, because that probably includes everything.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into this
Hold on.
housekeeping.
I found the list. The top 40 video game podcasts you must follow in 2020. I'm gonna see where we're at. Okay, so far top 20 not there. Didn't really think we would be. Hold on. Top 35 not there. Nope. Hold on. Now I'm at 50. We're not there either. Nope.
I thought you said top 40.
The list says top 40, but there's 53 things on the list. So
Dang.
Yeah, that's like the top 31 or whatever. They did that too. They had like 30 some, 35, I think.
Yeah, there must be like some of them have similar amount of listeners. So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're not on that list yet, Ed. Sorry.
Okay. Well, let's get into this housekeeping and get into this news. Follow us on Twitter at Boss Rush Podcast and on Facebook and Instagram at Boss Rush Podcast. Join our Discord, Xbox console community, and our Destiny clan. Also, you guys could check us at Twitch today. Watching this episode, we are going to try to get things together.
I'm in a live chat with Sean from Restream right now, trying to figure this out. So. Just letting everybody know.
You can check us out at Boss Rush Games Live on Twitch. If we do get Mixer up, you can check us out there also. It's all one word, the chat with us live on air. And you can find all of our content more on bossrushgames.com. Also, join us on Sunday Night Arsenal for the pre-show, the live podcast recording, and some multiplayer Xbox fun on Mixer and Twitch. Hopefully we get that together also. Also, remember to check out our family of shows, podcasts, and videos on youtube.com/bossrushgames, podcast services, and of course on bossrushgames.com. Like Corey mentioned, expansion pass is going to be containing a lot of stuff like 1v1 standard definition, and we're just going to be trying to get more stuff like our mini blocks when we do power block, probably mini discussions on Arsenal X, and maybe our crossplay, our PlayStation podcast that's right now in the works. I won't say when it's going live or anything, but it's in the works. But we're going to get into these news bits because not much stuff really happened, but it was kind of interesting to find these stories. And most of our stories for this episode is coming from Game Informer. And this is kind of maybe the second game that we know of that's using Unreal Engine 5. Wasteland 3 developer In Exile is using Unreal Engine 5 for their next RPG. A tweet by the company replied to the In Exile CEO and legendary RPG developer Brian Fargo said the project will be a while after Wasteland 3 releases on August 28th, 2020. This is a game that will probably be exclusive to Windows 10 and Microsoft Studios for Series X and maybe Xbox One. It may go to Steam. We don't know yet, but it's the next game using Unreal Engine 5 at this time. So, do you guys think it's surprising that that was going to happen, or anything? Because they probably are working on it with Unreal 4, and then they'll move it to 5. Because I don't know if any development kits for Unreal Engine 5 is out yet.
I think Hellblade is. I think Hellblade is using it. So, I mean,
yeah, because I think a lot of the times, like when they say that it won't be going live until next year or whatever, like I think that means like open source to everyone. Like I believe they want to have people make games with it. A select few people make games with it just to make sure that everything works smoothly. Like kind of like a testing. Like almost like a giving people a chance to test it out and make sure that it's running smoothly, and if they need to make any changes or anything before sending it out, completely to everyone. I would imagine they'd want to have like a kind of a test group of people who get to use it.
Yeah, and it makes sense for major first parties to be doing that too. I think it makes sense for Microsoft and Sony to go in there with games that they want to it just makes sense for Epic to have, like, I would argue that the first parties would have the best chance of really showing off what the engine can do.
Yeah.
And I think that Microsoft and Sony have first party studios capable of doing the best work with those engines. So,
do you think Nintendo will get it or anything?
I mean, they said it's compatible with Nintendo, but I don't know if Nintendo will be doing it directly. I mean, I know some of their smaller studios and some of their partners are using it. You know, like Yoshi's Crafted World was developed with it, with Unreal 4, and you know, a lot of indie games use Unreal Engine. So I'm sure you'll see something that way with it. But in terms of the graphics that you saw, or the technology and everything that was in the video, the Unreal Showcase thing that on the PS5, I think that you're gonna want the people with the biggest budgets and unlimited money to throw at it, and I think Sony and Microsoft are the two that will do the best case of showcasing what a technical powerhouse that'll be.
So more graphically, Nintendo, if they do get it, they'll probably pick around it. Like they'll really do some research and development with it, and we'll see. Yeah, because I'm interested to see how Unreal Engine 5 works for games in the future. So to see that inXile is going to be working on it, that's really cool. But we're going to move on to our next story. Did you check out these awesome covers for the Horizon Zero Dawn comic?
No, I did not. I didn't
did I see that there was one?
Yeah, they got some artwork for it.
Yeah, they talked about it a month ago, I think, because it stars one of the side characters, I think, and kind of tells, and I think Aloy's in it. I don't know if it's like a partner thing, but I did see that they were doing one. Yeah,
Talana.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one is coming out on August 5th, digitally and physically for $3.99. Jesse, you could, whenever you get a chance, you could look at it. It looks really nice. Some of the covers.
Is it? I wonder, is it the same people who made the Anthem Anthem comics?
It's Titan Comics.
Okay. Because it's the art style and the covers remind me a lot of the Anthem comic covers. Yeah.
I think it's Dark Horse.
Yeah, which Dark Horse did the Anthem ones as well. But they're a distributor usually. Like they're like an offshoot of DC Comics. But,
yeah.
Yeah, it always feels like Dark Horse is Dark Horse feels independent. Like you would not even recognize that they're connected to DC.
Well, they do the the Walking Dead. They do the Turtles, the Ghostbusters ones. A lot of those like that. They are
like licensed ones.
Yeah, those are all like from Dark Horse. Which, dude, I wish that I wish I could be like on top of comics again, like I used to when I was younger, because man, there are so many great comics out there that I just would love to consume. Like the Turtles and Batman stuff, or the Turtles and Ghostbusters.
Shoot, Batman got so many spin-off comics. I'm like, I don't even know where to start. So many artists and storylines. You be like, well, what timeline is this and everything? Yeah. But we're gonna move on. So guys, do check that out. I think I'm gonna buy it. If I can't find it physically, I think I'm gonna jump into a digital version of it and see if I could get it that way, because I've never bought a video game comic. I know I used to read the Nintendo Power ones with Mario and Metroid, but never actually went out and bought like a video game licensed comic. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Do you have like a Barnes and Noble or anything close to you?
Not yeah, I do have Barnes and Noble. I have two of them. That's close to me.
Okay. Because a lot of times they'll get stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I normally go to them to get comics, but I do
Okay.
there is a comic shop like 30 minutes away from.
Okay.
So I do have to go out and get it and stuff. But it's just like this particular kind of comic I just never went out and brought.
Well, yeah. If you have a comic book shop, seriously, just what I would do is I would just go in, and a lot of the times if there's a comic, that you want to collect, like all of them, you can tell them that you want to be put down for for reserve or whatever. So then whenever they like when people do that, because then they have a good idea of how many issues to order.
Yeah.
So then that way, then you would just have to say, hey, it's me, Ed. I'm here to pick up my Horizon Zero Dawn, issue, whatever, and then they just kind of hold it for you. But that's because I might actually do that with this too. So I think I'd like to collect it as well.
Well, we're going to move on. Twitch Prime to offer over 20 SNK games for free. Hot off the heels of Neo Geo's 30th anniversary, SNK is opening up its library to Twitch Prime members. The two companies announced over 20 games will be available throughout the summer, spread across 3 drops. This type of venture is the first of its kind between Twitch and another video game company, but hopefully it opens up the door for many more collaborations. SNK's arcade classics are as iconic as they come. Twitch Prime VP Ethan Evans told Game Informer. And with more than 20 legendary titles for the Neo Geo era, we're making more free games available to Prime members than we ever had before. If you grew up feeding quarters into arcade cabinets, you already know how special these games are. And if you didn't, you're really in for a treat. The games are available for a limited time, but once Prime members claim them, they can keep them forever. The first drop comes this Tuesday on May 26th and will include the following: Art of Fighting 2, Blazing Star, Fatal Fury Special, The King of Fighters 2000, The King of Fighters 2002, Pulse Star, and Samurai Showdown 2. The next date hasn't been yet announced for the next drop, but SNK and Twitch already confirmed the following games from the roster: Garou, Mark of the Woods, The Last Blade 2, Metal Slug 2, The King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match Final Edition, Sengoku 3, and King of Monsters. SNK is known for its fighting games and being a staple in the Golden Era arcade, so don't miss out on this opportunity to play them on PC.
Cool.
So
yeah, I wish I had a PC, because like having Twitch Prime, and like I barely ever use it anymore, and there's so much good stuff that they're always giving away with Twitch Prime, and I can't like use any of it. So kind of sucks, because I'd so love to have that collection.
But it's very rare. A lot of these games are already out, like on various consoles, so you own them. But I mean, that is cool that they teamed up with SNK to do that. And stuff. They mentioned they got a lot of fighters and.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do they actually have like an fighters collection game that you can play on console?
Well, they had there's one on PlayStation, like an SNK 20th anniversary kind of collection. So they have games on there on PlayStation 4. There may be one on X. I think the same thing is maybe on Xbox. I know. Hello, everybody. I know the Arcade Archive been getting some of the SNK games. So those are on all 3 platforms. And it kind of depends, because and then there was like a plug and play one, kind of.
Oh yeah.
In sense,
because I would love like a just legit like SNK fighters like collection thing, kind of like what we got with was it Street Fighter?
Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Street Fighter collection. Of all the arcade games.
I would love that.
I think there are collections digitally for a lot of these systems. Well, definitely for I think Xbox and PlayStation 4, mostly PlayStation 4. I've seen a lot of them. It's normally like one series though. So if it's like the King of Fighters you might get King of Fighters 95 to 98 and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, SNK's fighters you literally have to learn because they get difficult to learn because they keep changing up from if you jump from like Fatal Fury to Samurai Showdown, you gotta change your mindset and your skill set on what you're actually playing because it changes. It's not all the same. Like a lot of the Street Fighter games, like Darkstalkers or Marvel vs. Capcom, you really much are playing the same fighting game with some of the same mechanics, but there's
just reskin.
There's some reskins, but there's little difference between each game and stuff. Well, so. But yeah, I think that is cool. But we're gonna get into our last story. Sony PlayStation 5 processing is 100 times faster than PS4. In a recent corporate strategy meeting, Sony quantified the processing power of the PlayStation 5, and in particular how vital the system's solid-state hard drive is to the system's gaming experience. Sony Corporation President and CEO Kenichiro Yoshida said via his presentation, in order to further enhance the sense of immersion in games, we expect to improve not just the resolution but the speed of games. For example, through a custom designed high-speed SSD, we plan to realize game data processing speeds that are approximately 100 times faster than PS4. Game load times should be much shorter, and players should be able to move through immense gaming worlds in almost an instant. During a tech-heavy PlayStation 5 presentation a few months ago, system architect Mark Cerny described the absolute importance of the PS5's SSD, demonstrating how it would not only improve load times, but also give developers ways to improve the layout of their worlds and how players experience them. Sony and its partners are expected to reveal more details regarding PlayStation 5 games soon, so hopefully we'll further understand how the system's SSD and processing power benefits games. So yeah, maybe and Series X is kind of in this this conversation with its SSD. I wonder if we're gonna not see pop up in a sense, like things just low and it like once you go to a new area, it's already there. You don't have to wait for it to load or wait for bits and pieces of the environment just to pop up randomly and stuff.
I think we probably will see a immense drop in that if even see it at all. Like one of the things though, like that I remembered hearing about, but I never really got a chance to mention, and like because I had just been watching some videos of like them, like the Digital Foundry and stuff like that, talking about like the PlayStation and talking about the Xbox and stuff, and I couldn't remember. I had heard them talk about it, but I couldn't remember which video it was on, and so I wanted to find that and listen to it again. But so like like the way, obviously like PS5's hard drive is it's loading and all that kind of stuff is a little bit faster than Xbox's. But what Microsoft did on the back end to make it easier for developers to be able to have access to game data like instantly is like part of their chips and stuff that they have in it. You've got your hard drive, the SSD and the console, but there's actually like almost like a mini SSD that's like part of the memory or whatever that was in the chip setup that actually allows for, I think they said it has like 100 gigs or something like that of storage that they can use. And basically what it is like, so when a developer is creating their games, there's an area that once it loads everything up, it's there. Like the whole entire 100 gigs is just right there to be accessed in that memory or whatever. The way they set it up, so they don't have to keep on loading stuff from the hard drive, and it will just all be in one spot to be accessed, so they can like, change bits and parts of the game, but the whole game is there, because like that was one of the big things that these new hard drives were going to kind of fix was the, like, so developers didn't have to only load up small parts of the game and kind of edit small parts of it and then have to try to put it back in with the rest of the game and, hope that it doesn't, crash other things or cause issues here, or cause issues there, like that's why these new, like PlayStations, especially like having that ability to load stuff so fast is a big deal.
It's more like people who were modding their systems with solid states. Microsoft and Sony kind of caught on with that because some people were modding their PlayStation 3s for Monster Hunter, and they were showing they were modding their PlayStation 4s actually. It's showing the difference between what a regular PlayStation 4 Pro would do while loading Monster Hunter World and what a solid state drive would do, and it was showing them how faster it was doing. I know when they talked about characters who got to move through tight walls and stuff, they feel like they're hiding loading things like that. Maybe that idea will go away. Not saying that people who have game are making games, developers I should say, developers are going to be hiding that or not using that, but maybe if that is if that's easier to use and it really plays a part in the game and it's not because of hiding loading, we may start seeing less of that in games. In a sense.
I think if anything, they might like just get rid of loading screens, like, and just hide any kind of loading behind those kind of things where you're still playing the game and it's kind of happening and you're not even realizing it. I could see them going that way, because if you can get away from loading screens period and just have that kind of loading happening in the background,
and it kind of depends
that would be better.
And it kind of depends on which games that's going to be used in hide and load screens, because it's just like if it's a level based game, of course you'll see the next part load and stuff. There might be like something. They might like show it and then it fades out and go to a cutscene or go to a title screen to show something. Where something like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because that's all open world and connected, we may see less loading stuff with that. Like we might not see where it says this little thing is loading where it's supposed to be actually saving the game and stuff like that. Corey, any thoughts about it?
Nothing that was really already not said. I think Jesse made a lot of good points, and I agree, as they say.
Because I know Tomb Raider does a lot of that, where it feels like a lot of that when she's crawling and everything, and it's not a quick time event, it feels like that stuff is loading the next section.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It doesn't, to be honest, it doesn't really bother me. It's better than the Mass Effect elevators. I mean,
goodness, that was a nightmare.
It doesn't really bother me if they're hiding it well. Like the crawling through thin cracks and stuff in Tomb Raider makes sense. From just from like just going into caves, there's going to be tight cracks. There's not man-made fresh doorways in caves. It makes sense. So as long as it makes sense, it doesn't really bother me. It's more of like when you get those 45-second Bloodborne loading screens, or there's other examples, I'm sure, but it's more of loading times don't really bother me that much as long as they're done interestingly. I mean, you have the Call of Duty load screens that have inspirational quotes from historical figures and stuff like that.
Or usually it tells you how to do certain things, or like if you want to refill your health, you have to do this, and you can flip through everything, and it's like I don't care. This gives me a chance to do something on my phone.
We may actually have a talk about loading screens that's been entertaining, because definitely we're gonna get into the game and get down. But I kind of like Breath of the Wild loading screen when you know that you have beaten
but even those load screens are super long. But the world doesn't.
Yeah, they are.
But there's nothing in there. It's loading the game though. That's different from what Tomb Raider does, right? Where it's actually you're actually in the game, right?
Yeah.
Resident Evil used to have those interesting ones where the loading screen to load the next area was actually a door opening.
Or you walking up the stairs.
Yeah. And like at the time, those were really clever ways to hide loading screens. Breath of the Wild's areas don't really load unless you're going into a shrine, right? Everything is out in the open, and it kind of sets the field of view in a way where as you get closer to something, more detail appears, instead of drawing the game into the world faster than you can get there, right? That's why Spider-Man, that talk came out about Spider-Man. It's like you can only swing as fast as the game can draw the level in, and Spider-Man, you swing, right, and it still feels really great and fast and fantastic, but there is a limit to how fast you can swing, so you don't jump into some Marvel abyss somewhere.
And I remember on PS1 with the Knuckle anniversary games, how you would be able to play like Galaga while the thing was loading. Like you was able to play a game, and then once the game was ready to start, you could press start and stop playing Galaga or something. It was kind of cool, like having those kind of loading screens and stuff. It was like it wasn't revolutionary to me, but it was like something new, something fresh. It's just like playing a game while the initial game is loading.
Yeah,
still nothing worse than that Half-Life fan finished or whatever game that I have for Dreamcast, where it's like you walk from like literally through a doorway, like you could literally walk about 5-10 steps, and then it's a loading screen for like a minute or two, and then you walk a couple more steps, and then it's a loading screen again.
Wow.
Dude, it was so bad. I had to just give up on it. I'm like, no, there's no way that I can play this, because like literally there's more load screen than there is actual gameplay happening right now, and I can't do that. No way.
Oh, wow.
So bad.
Yeah, I think I think that would be a good conversation to have, like some of our favorite load screens and some of our difficult ones to handle. I don't want to say bad, because like Corey mentioned the elevator scene. I was just like, I gotta go to this place. I can't fast travel really, and I gotta take this dang. I hated that elevator thing. I was just like, BioWare, come on.
I mean, that was due to the limitations of the Xbox, though. The 360 at the time, right? I mean, it's not like you couldn't build a world that big at that point. I think Oblivion was the only game that did it, and Mass Effect was trying something a little bit different underneath the hood of the game, and had to have some visual and some some, what do you call it, you had to adjust in certain places, and I think that's why we had the elevator loading screens. Now, do I want them? No. And I hope whatever remaster is coming this year will be able to alleviate that. But
just do the Destiny teleporting.
Oh,
like where you appear, like when you spawn to like whatever place.
Yeah,
you could just do that. You just like disappear, and then you appear at the next place instead of taking an elevator.
Yeah, I think it would be really funny as if in the Mass Effect remaster they had somebody recorded a line or two just making a joke. That elevator's faster than I remember it, or something.
Yeah.
I think that'd be clever.
Yeah, that would be great.
Some of the Destiny loadings just like ended up crashing on me. I'm like, I'm playing this on the Xbox One. Why are you crashing? I just pressed start.
To be fair, though, it at least it's 1,000 times better than when it first came out. Remember, when you would go from one area of the map to the next, it would have to do a loading screen.
Yeah,
kind of like Anthem had to do in the beginning there, because that's not an Anthem anymore either. They had fixed that at some point, but yeah, like that sucked. Like just traveling, especially if you were on your speeder bike thing or whatever and like speeding through, and then all of a sudden next thing you know is a load.
It freezes so it can load.
Yeah. So that's a lot better. It's come a long way.
Thank you God for the patches for Destiny. I can really say I think talking to Corey got me to play Destiny. Because I wouldn't play that game at all after hearing all the craziness that was going with it. But it was just like, you know what, Corey's playing Destiny. I'm gonna give this game a fair trial. So once again, thank you, Corey, for coming on Ashno to talking about Destiny.
Yeah, that episode that was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was such fun. But Jesse also came on optional because we talked about Spirited Away, and that was a good discussion. Not trying to play. Sorry, everybody. But let's get into this game and get down because man, I really jumped around. I've been in an action mood, like straight action games, in a sense. So if you guys don't mind me going first, for Xbox One, playing more Control, for the book club, getting past that, about to get close to being it once again. I've been juggling Assassin's Creed because I played a little bit of Origins, but I didn't go back, and I've been looking at Syndicate or Unity, and I did buy the Ezio collection because I think that's 1 and 2. Corey,
no, the Ezio collection is 2, Brotherhood and Revelations.
Oh,
1 is the only game that's not on Xbox One natively, which is weird. I wonder if they're gonna do a remaster of 1 because you know how the last 2 came with remasters of games. Like I wonder if Valhalla is finally gonna be because I think this is Assassin's Creed 15th anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 2021 is.
It may be. Because I think I got most of the series on Xbox One, but I don't have the first game.
Guys, I have great news, by the way. We are now live on all 3 platforms.
Nice.
Yay!
Sorry to interrupt that awesome Assassin's Creed discussion we were having, but
like I said, I bought Journey to the Planet, but I'm going to wait on that one, because me and Jesse already got a list. We still got to do Remnant from the Ashes, Journey to the Planet. What we got to do Uno because I got Uno. Jesse, what else were we supposed to do? Is there anything else?
Yeah, why am I blanking on it right now? There was something else that I can't think of what it is though right now.
And then
I know there is something else.
Let's just say Rainbow Six and Call of Duty, which I gotta update Rainbow Six because I just seen they had a new operation or something.
I haven't been to Rainbow Six.
Yeah,
but he's too busy playing Uno, the real battle royale.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll jump into Sea of Thieves too. I've been trying to look at my game to update what I need to update. So that's that. For PS4, because I've been playing a lot of PS4. Yakuza Kiwami, getting further into that. I think I'm like on the 6th chapter, so I'm getting close to the mid section of the game. been playing Monster Hunter World on PlayStation 4, and man, I'm almost close to where I'm at on Xbox One. But dude, I literally been enjoying it, getting into the hunt, listening to like house music and podcasts and stuff. And it's just like, I'm like, why did I get away from this? But then when I'm not playing Monster Hunter, I'm playing Grand Theft Auto 3. But like I've been into Shadow the Tomb Raider, and literally, like I told Corey, I'm like, I may get a 1X, like, because I kind of want to go back to Shadow, and I kind of want to play that on my TV.
Ed, you know what X you need? You need that NBA 2K20 white one with the party sprinkles on it.
Wait, what the
yeah.
It's cool. Like
confetti.
Yeah, you think I'm kidding. I think you need that one though.
No, it actually looks cool.
I want that one real bad, but I already have an X, and it's like, well, I'm not going to buy an X for 3 months. 6 months.
I haven't exactly, because Series X, I gotta, yeah.
You might as well just wait at this point, Ed.
Yeah.
I might as well.
I mean, it's what? November is what, 6 months away? Like, there's no point to get an Xbox One X. Although I would like to have, well, when the Series X comes out, I'll probably move my Xbox One X into the office and use it to stream stuff that isn't available through Game Pass on PC, because a lot of those games are going to be available anyways, and it'll just be easier to do that if the games are going to be, kind of cross-play, cross-buy, cross whatever. And, if it's not available on, like, the games that I'm more worried about is playing, I'm hoping that the PC versions of Halo are cross-play with the Series X and the One versions. Like, at least in the campaign. That way I can play most of the Xbox Game Studios games through my PC just because of Game Pass. But everything else, I'll probably just move my One X into the office and leave my Series X on my nice big huge TV. Let's play.
I have a question. Do they have a games with gold kind of thing service for PC too? Like games that you can get free through.
No, but you also don't pay for Xbox Live Gold on PC. Like, if you only want Game Pass for PC, it's only $5 a month.
Okay.
For Ultimate or for just regular?
Just PC? For regular Game Pass on PC. But I figure since, like, we're recording stuff and, streaming stuff, I might as well just have Game Pass Ultimate. And it's actually worked out really well because I got to play Gears Tactics, and it's my game of the year, by the way. Just throwing that out there so far.
And you get to play games early, don't you? So, like, through Ultimate. A lot of the time.
Do you?
Like,
when Gears 5, like when Gears 5 came out, I got to play it on that Friday before it released because it was Tuesday. I think the release date was a Friday, but I got to play it on Tuesday. Oh, because that Ultimate Edition always comes out 3 days before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think because it's for Microsoft's first party, right? That sometimes for certain, because I think Gears 5 was like that. Like, you guys got to play it a week early or a few days early before the actual physical release.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that with Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Too.
It you know what? It makes sense to do it with Halo Infinite in a sense.
Yeah, because I mean, this is their first time kind of returning with a Halo game in a while, so they want to make a big deal about it and have people be able to get it early and stream it or whatever and get the hype going on the internet. So
yeah, I am going to be like, I'm ready because I got to pop in The Last of Us. I got to pop in Infamous Second Son because I really want to get those done with those games. I'm trying to get a lot of PlayStation stuff like done before like the summer comes, and it's just all Switch mostly with Xbox and PlayStation here and there. But for Switch.
By the way, Hypecaster, aka Antonio Guillen, is in the chat. Just want to get that out there. I just want everybody to get hyped for Antonio Guillen.
After we're getting closer to the end of the show. For Switch, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, I finished the second. Uh, uh, I got the second champion, which is the desert one. I finished that. I cannot think of a. I don't know why. So now I'm about to jump in and do a lot of shrines because I think I'm gonna go ahead and go get the Master Sword so I could do the other two ones. And then get closer to the end of the game and finish it, you guys. So be proud of me. Hopefully, beat Streets of Rage 4 finally on Switch on normal. Really enjoyed that. Good game. It's a really good game. I think I still like 2 better than 4. But I kind of am impressed. I do want to play a co-op to get that co-op experience for it. With that, played a little bit more Hunt Down. And it's cool. It's a really easy shooter to get through. It won't take you long. I just got to play it some more to get through progress and stuff because Jesse, Minecraft Dungeons is coming out Tuesday. So I'm getting that. You're playing it on Xbox One. I'm doing it on Switch. And it's only $20 on Switch, so that's not bad. That is really not a bad deal.
Oh, really? It's only $20.
Yeah. It's $19.99 on Switch.
I thought that was going to be at least a $40 or $50 title.
No,
I
thought so too. Because I know you mentioned it, Jesse. Because you finished installing it, right? Pre-installing it.
Yeah, I pre-installed it. I don't know, probably like 3 weeks ago.
Well, I know you mentioned it, so I didn't know if they had just released the pre-install.
No, they had. I mentioned it just because there's people, the hype for it and stuff like that is starting to build again. So like I was just kind of, just said that like I was excited because my kids definitely would. That's a game that I can play with them and stuff.
Because that one got delayed, right?
Yeah, I thought it got delayed for a little bit, but
yeah, okay. So and that's probably why they had the pre-install at that time, but then they delayed it, but they left it up there. So that's cool. Yeah, because Friday is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive, but I am not going out to buy it. I'm waiting for my collection to come in, so hopefully I could post a little bit of that on Xbox. I've never done an unboxing. I don't know if I need to do it. Should I? I don't know.
Of the collection?
It's up to you.
Yeah, the collection.
Yeah, do it. Do it. Shia LaBeouf meme. Do it.
Because I am off. I am off this Friday, and yes.
Do it. Ed, do it.
Do you have like a tripod? Do you have a tripod or anything?
I could go buy one.
Yeah, they're like, you can get them for pretty cheap. I had got one. I used it a few times for like when I did those funny videos of me cooking or whatever. But...
Yeah,
Ed, you need to do an unboxing video or you're fired.
Okay, because my camera, my Sony camera that I have, I could put the tripod up there and go ahead and do that, and then edit and put the video out, and you guys will be able to see. Because normally with the unboxing stuff, I'll just do pictures and put it out there and be like, this is what, everything. But then like I'll put like Yoshi or a plate of food or Edge magazine or something like that. But that's everything that I've been getting down to. Corey, what you been getting down to?
Well, Ed, let me tell you what I've been getting down to. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm 23 hours in and I just got to Athens. So that tells you how far I am in that game. I'm like a quarter of the way through the game, maybe 25 hours in. But I've actually put it down so I can finish Control, and I see why people like the game. I know I'm enjoying Control. I am enjoying it. It's infuriatingly difficult sometimes and unfairly so at some points. But also like the game gets a lot easier as you get more upgrades and stuff. So instead of just baselining the story missions, which is why I was thinking I was having such a hard time doing playing the game, I've done a few side missions, and there was this one point in the game where you had to fight. You were going to finding the Black Rock stuff, not in the quarry, but the part beforehand. And there's a monster that shows up in a room, and it's incredibly difficult if you don't have the evade move. So that was the turning point of like, okay, I need to do some of these side missions. I need to finish some of these side missions. I need to get some new abilities. I need to level up some abilities. And now that I have like the evade move, moving through that game is so much better with the evade move. Being able to do that, and I've upgraded my energy meter and I've upgraded my health a lot more. It's still incredibly difficult. Like I'm still getting taken down sometimes with 3 or 4 shots, but I can catch rockets and grenades now, which makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I can throw people when my health is low or their health is low. I don't remember which one it is because my health.
Yeah, when their health is low.
Yeah, because my health is always low. When I walk into the room, my health is I just have a red glowing screen all the time. I don't know why or how, but
so you still don't have the shield from the trainer.
No, I haven't done any of the training missions.
Oh yeah, do the field trainer one. That was once you get that shield, that would save you a lot.
Okay.
Of deaths and loading screen.
Yeah, because I don't want to spoil anything for people who are playing along with us, but I'm at a point in the game where you're going to look for someone who's been captured, and so like I want to go do some of that stuff beforehand, because Ed, before we started recording, we were talking, and what'd you say? I have like 2 or 3 more main missions before the end. So
yeah. So you've got probably like about 3 or 4 hours yet.
Yeah. So probably. I'm gonna go do the side stuff. But when I first started, when I started playing, I was I was not having fun. But as I've leveled up and gotten more powerful and stuff, it's the same way. It's almost the same as Assassin's Creed, where like the game gets exponentially better once you have a moveset that you're able to maneuver the world better, be able to, be more nimble in terms of fighting people. And I've upgraded guns and stuff, and it really does have that Metroid effect. And about 3 or 4 hours in, I started enjoying the game a lot more. Although I still think that game's difficulty spikes are strangely off in some places. But again, maybe that's just because I haven't done any of the side stuff or the training stuff. And that's probably on me. So.
Well, yeah, because like ultimately a lot of the difficulty spikes are they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Just because ultimately, like, if they didn't put those there, I feel like a lot of the times, there would be no use for some of the powers you have, and it's all about being able to juggle those abilities. And I think that's ultimately what those spikes are there for, is they're they're trying to get you to try out all the powers and kind of, get, acclimated to them, so you can, like, cause like I said it before, like, honestly, my first time playing that game, like, I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it this playthrough like 5 times more, like, just because I already knew kind of what I was doing. So like, I just enjoyed it so much more the second time through. So, like, once you get used to everything, it really does seem much easier than it was in the past. Like, the some of the areas that I played in the past, when I played it this time, like, I died like 10 times last time. This time I just I breezed through it. Wasn't even slightly an issue. So it really is about learning those moves and those powers that makes it really much much easier to enjoy. So
yeah. I had a little invader. My child came in here, so yeah. So like I said, I was looking at the achievement list and seeing if all the achievements were doable, and they are on a one playthrough. So I think I'm actually gonna invest some more time in the side stuff after we're done with the book club stuff, because I do want to play some of that side stuff, because I heard the side stuff is actually the more interesting stuff in the game. But Jesse, you did say that some of the bosses are incredibly difficult. So
yeah. Some of them they really force you to use your abilities. Yeah, they're not like, Dark Souls level difficult. They're just, they want you to use and get used to using those powers. Now, there's one thing there's one thing that I actually found out through this playthrough that I had no idea about the first time I played it. But did you guys, when you were playing, did you ever notice like pictures on the wall that would just like randomly, like one side of the picture fell off and then it would start swinging on the wall or anything like that? Okay. Did you know that means that there's a room behind that and you can throw stuff at the wall and break it?
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I walked really close up to a wall, and all of a sudden I seen the little white thing that appears when there's one of those, like, the things you open up to get materials and stuff like that. I'm like, what the heck? Where is that? And so I just threw something at the wall, and all of a sudden the wall just cracked, and you keep throwing stuff at it, and then eventually it would crumble open, and then there was a whole room behind there. So those pictures and stuff, I think, are kind of there to hint that there's something there.
Okay.
Which is similar to like the old Wolfenstein and stuff, where there was no.
It's similar to Zelda too, where
there was a wall there.
There's similar to Zelda too, like when you would bomb the bushes and something would magically appear. So I do have. I do have one question for you. There's these walls with it. It kind of looks like when you would use like the plaster stuff in Arkham Asylum to blow up a wall, but there's like, how do I blow those up? Do I just throw stuff at them? Are they secrets?
There's like, I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure what you're supposed to do where there's those areas where if you go into them, they hurt you.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. They're like little, like bricked sections with like, looks like they have plaster around the bricks, and like.
Oh, those you can't get in. Those are just locked. Yeah, those you never could get in. They're just locked.
Yeah, it's supposed to signify that they like sealed it, so nothing could get through.
Oh, I just thought maybe like that was like an ability that you could get to like blow them up and get in there.
No.
Yeah, that's just like them signifying that there was like must have been like a window or something there that they wanted to seal up.
Okay.
So things couldn't get through or something like that. Some of them I think are ventilation shafts, or like it looks like almost like it's a vent.
Yeah.
Like where there's like ridge things going down. Yeah, it's like either was used to be a doorway that they wanted to seal up so things couldn't get through or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, I guess now. So, that's I've been playing some other things. I've been playing Halo online actually a lot lately. I'll play at night before I go to bed. I'll play like an hour and a half or 2 hours of Control, and then after that, I'll just go and play 2 or 3 matches of Halo. Dude, let me tell you what, man. I think there's like 15 or 20 maps in that game at this point, and I only get the same 3 maps every time. And like can I experience something new? Can I get a new map here? But I do have to tell you, give me a Covenant Carbine, you're going down. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I got MVP 4 times this weekend. 4 times.
Nice.
Also, I think that's because I'm playing social, and everybody who is serious about playing shooters is playing Call of Duty or Apex or something else. So I attribute it to that. But nonetheless, I still feel really good about my Halo skills. And also, I popped in Destiny this morning to see where I was at. And also, the Hunter subclass achievement, still broken. So never gonna 100% Destiny, ever. So...
Boo.
Yeah, that achievement's been broken for a year and a half now. Actually, almost closer to 2 years. It's been broken since Forsaken came out. So
They did that. They did that just to bother people with OCD.
I know they did. I have.
Like, part of me wonders, like, why would you? Yeah, if it's been broken for so long, like how could they have not fixed it yet?
Yeah,
or just taken it out.
It's called Cade's Pathfinder, and it's just broken because they you're supposed to unlock all the subclasses through the Red War story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with their kind of revamp and their new light stuff and their new whatever, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
They give you all the subclasses, and you're already leveled up, so like. You can't unlock it because you're not unlocking the subclasses. Stupid. Anyways, that's it. I've taken up too much time. I know we're running out of time. So, Jesse, what are you playing? I know Ed's got to go.
Well, yeah. Well, first off, I just wanted to say, because I was supposed to talk about this in the beginning, but
yeah, sorry, Jesse.
No, it's not a big deal because, like I said, I think it would be fine me talking about it now, anyways. So yeah, if you're not familiar or haven't heard about it yet, Reggie, a former Nintendo of America, he had joined the New York Video Game Critics Circle, and so him and Harold, I forget what his last name is, but so Reggie and Harold right now are they started a podcast, and it's going to be a 7-episode series, and each episode they're going to be talking with like just different people that kind of are doing things in the gaming world. And all the money that they raise from this, because that's ultimately why they're doing this, is kind of like a fundraiser type thing, is they're trying to raise money for college and school and education and stuff, and like a big part of their thing is about trying to help kids that are in like poor communities, or just people who, like kids who are, maybe even like have lived in like an abusive home or whatever, that, like that have that drive and ambition to want to better themselves, and like go to school and stuff like that, and like go to college and, try to get an education, but kind of need help and need that, that little bit of a boost. And so they're kind of like the money that they make is kind of donating to that. And with the school, colleges and stuff like that closed, like in theory, they want to be able to put some of this schooling and education stuff online for free, like essentially for anyone to be able to access and use and try to better themselves. And so like that, so he's Reggie and this Harold are doing a podcast, and each episode they're having different people on, and I'm really excited because it would be this week when you're listening to this. This week's episode is going to have Phil Spencer on, and like just the thought of Reggie from former Nintendo and Phil Spencer being on the same podcast just makes me super excited. So like it's gonna be don't get me wrong, that first episode is just amazing. Like Reggie goes into detail about like the beginnings of him going to Nintendo, what mistakes he may have thought he made that may have not gotten him the job, but obviously he did, and some interesting interactions with some of the massive people from Nintendo and stuff. Like he talks about a whole bunch of things, and then they talk to a guy, one of the guys that is kind of working on he works on trying to get kids that are younger and stuff that want to better their lives and stuff. He like kind of is their I guess social worker type kind of situation where he focuses on really trying to help these kids and stuff stay in school and make sure that they're getting any attention or help they need, and it's just a really, really good podcast because it not only is it talking about games, but it's it's giving you other personality things that you can listen to and maybe relate to or give you some direction if there's like something that you'd be interested in helping out with, or donating to. So it's called Talking Games with Reggie and Harold. And unfortunately, I believe it's only on SoundCloud. I couldn't find it in my podcast app that I use, but I don't know. It could be in iTunes and stuff too. I'm not sure, but it for sure is on SoundCloud. And yeah, the episodes seem to be they're gonna probably be about an 50 minutes a piece, about roughly, so an hour to 50 minutes a piece. So yeah, Talking Games with Reggie and Harold. And then as far as games that I've been playing, obviously Control, finished it. But my friend Pat actually for my birthday got me Saints Row Remastered, or Saints Row 3 Remastered. And so I had downloaded it the other day, and I fired it up this morning before I went to bed and played it a little bit, created my character and all that kind of stuff. And that game has jiggle physics.
Oh.
'Cause I created a woman character, and yeah, like because like the thing with that game is it's always over the top, and one of the editing tools has always been sex appeal, and so like for the guy obviously makes his groin grow bigger, and or his crotch grow bigger, and then for the women obviously it makes their chest grow bigger. But
wow.
But yeah, and so I played like the beginning of that, and I played I think about an hour of it. I streamed it, so you like if you want you can watch the first hour of the game on my mixer. But yeah, that game, it just looks and feels so much better, and but it's just such a great game. It took a little getting used to the controls again, but it's definitely an amazing game. And what's nice is like all the stuff that would have been extra stuff that you had to pay for on the original one.
Yeah.
That's all included. So like after you finish that first kind of 45 minutes of the game or whatever, then like when you're finally at your destination, like your starting home place, then it will load in and it'll tell you like all the expansion stuff that's included. And then I went into my wardrobe, and you've got a ton of wardrobe stuff that's included. You've got a ton of vehicles in your garage that are in there already and included. So it comes with a really good selection of starter stuff, which is nice. So you don't have to, be wasting your money right away on buying clothes. You can find something fun to wear. Like my character, she's wearing the nun, like a nun outfit, but it's like a real deep V. and so like, and then you have to go in and you can make your character completely nude if you want to, but it's censored. And so I did that though, just so like when she's wearing the thing, like you don't see like a bra across as well, because traditionally that's how an outfit like that would be wore. You wouldn't wear a bra. And so like I'm driving around on the motorcycle, and like one of the motorcycles that I got, and like when you fly, it's just like nothing but jiggle. Like,
wow.
It's that game is just hilarious. It is just, that's the sad thing about those games, is I just have way too much fun just goofing around in them, and I never actually get to the story. But I beat it, I beat it already. But
yeah,
it's definitely an amazing remaster, and it feels good, and it looks awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to play more of it.
So that's what you begin down, Jesse? That's all?
Yep.
All right. Well, everybody, that's going to be it for the show. Have a safe Memorial weekend. We will be back with a special guest next episode, and I cannot wait for that. Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me at I am Corey in HD on Twitter and Instagram, and at Corey in HD on... what was it? Twitch and Mixer. Wow, I had a real bad brain fart.
Freeze.
Brain farts.
Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me.
Wow.
I can't with you at all.
Wow. I don't know what that was, but interesting.
It's fake teeth.
Oh.
Yeah. You can find me almost everywhere as Phantom NXS.
You guys can find me on Twitter at that retro code. You can check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud and other podcast apps. Also, check me out on Mixer at The Lyrical One. I'm going to be getting ready for our next book club game, which, Corey, would you like to announce?
Yeah, so I changed mine. We were going to do Link's Awakening, but I decided that I wanted to change my first book club game to Tomb Raider, the definitive edition on Xbox One or PC or PlayStation. It's $4.99 on Xbox right now. It's free on Steam, and I'm sure there's some sort of sale on PlayStation at some point. So either way, just want you guys to know that that's going to be our next book club, and I'm extremely excited because I haven't played that game since the 360. I played all the way through it on PlayStation 4 when it came out. But I'm very excited.
Did we do Pod and Play? Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Pod
we
and Play.
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
Yes. So everybody, just let you know that Monday, if you guys are watching this, it will be the last bookmark for the book club, and then
I'll have one ready to go. My first one.
Yeah. And then we will have our discussion that last Sunday for the game, and then that Monday, June 1st, we will start playing Tomb Raider. And so I'm going to try to stream it. We won't have a bookmark that first Monday since we're just starting the game, but that following one we will. So everybody, have a great week, have a great weekend, and as always, let us be safe, let us be kind to one another, and also let's continue to play games. With that, everybody, we will see you next time on Wash Brush Podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye. Wow.